What's up guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry it's been so long since my last proper video. I got hacked due to a virus, so I wanted to take some time today to talk about it. Back at the end of July, I downloaded what I thought was a sample pack, but turns out it was some random setup file that automatically ran itself. Knowing it was sketchy, I deleted it and ran some virus scans, thinking everything would be fine, but it turns out I was in for some pretty annoying events. A few days later, I woke up to some emails saying my personal email had been used to create an account somewhere in the middle of the night, so I had signed out at everywhere. As I was doing that, my Discord got hacked into and everyone I had ever messaged was sent a Mr. Beast crypto scam, which was pretty embarrassing. However, this was apparently a widespread scam at the time, but it also turns out there was a different group of hackers sending out fake Google alerts saying people's emails had been hacked into, so I think I might have been sent both real and fake notifications at the same time. Either way, I spent pretty much that whole day changing my passwords hoping that would be the fix to the problem. Flash forward about a week, my Steam account gets hacked into while I'm not home and I'm now missing about $100, so I went into full panic mode, canceled some cards, reset all my passwords again, and also factory reset my laptop multiple times in order to get rid of whatever virus was leaking my information. This all brought me to a point where I had none of my plugins, accidentally deleted a bunch of mixer presets, and pretty much had to do a soft reset on everything I had. At first I was pretty upset about it. I still kinda am, as most of my project files weren't working and I didn't know how I was gonna get most of my plugins back, along with losing the rhythm I had uploading and live streaming, which I had stuck to pretty well throughout the summer. On top of that, I was getting ready to move back to school in a few weeks, so regardless of what I ended up doing, it would all have to change based on my class schedule. This all led me to really assessing what plugins I use the most, why I use them, and if any paid ones had free alternatives. I also really put in the effort to find out how to stay safe in case anything like this happened again. The rest of this video is by no means a guide on how to pirate, as I don't want anyone else to risk the issues I've dealt with over the past few months, as they've been pretty demoralizing. I also don't want my video or channel to get taken down, so again, I do not pirate anymore and I do not condone it at all. This is mainly just some education on how to stay safe on the internet and how to avoid a bunch of viruses. Firstly, you should use a browser that has built-in ad block. I personally use Brave, which should have prevented my situation in the first place, but it is what it is. I've heard Firefox is also good for ad blocking. Regardless of what you're doing though, browsers like these are good because they reduce the ads on most websites and sometimes they'll make YouTube videos load quicker as well. You should also never use an alternative site that wants you to sign in to download anything or has multiple download buttons claiming to be the real one, because these are prime ways for you to either download malware or have your accounts on other websites hacked. Using direct downloads or aggregates like Mediafire or Mega are usually the best way to go too, as they don't require you to sign in anywhere to download stuff, and also download pretty quickly. You also want to download software that's pre-activated, because if it's pre-activated, you don't have to worry about it being packaged with malware claiming you need to run a keygen or extra software to set it up. Regardless of what you download, even if it's regular software like an auto clicker, or an alternative to popular software like Microsoft Word, run it through a virus scan. VirusTotal is a site I wish I knew about earlier, as it can scan files and URLs to see if there's any type of virus within a zip or an exe. The site unfortunately only scans files up to 650 megabytes, so it can't cover everything, but it is a super big help regardless. However, and this is the most important thing that I've learned since losing everything, you don't need every plugin or preset ever made, as many stock libraries are great to use. Some synths may have more of a community for sound designers, like Serum or Vital. Websites like Preset Share are great hubs to host presets for several different synths, and they even have sections to request specific sounds if you can't figure out how to do it yourself. Every preset there is also free, which is why I upload original Vital presets there from time to time. Large preset library downloads are also another place people like to hide viruses, as I've run into that problem personally with Arturia banks that came in large exe files. There are also a lot of free or cheap alternatives to plugins that are 90% the same in most ways. One classic example of this is Vital vs Serum. I prefer Vital since it's free and has an extra oscillator. However, since the release of Serum 2 is a lot better from a technical standpoint, but I'd still recommend Vital for any beginner sound designers. Another good example of this is FabFilter Pro Q4 versus TDR Nova. Pro Q4 is undoubtedly the nicer looking plugin, but TDR Nova does most of the same stuff along with being similar visually, and it's free. There is a paid version of Nova called Nova GE, which does add some more features that are present in Pro Q4, but not in the base Nova. However, the GE edition is only $60. Still a lot for just an EQ, but it's a lot cheaper than what FabFilter has to offer. Quick disclaimer though, I've not used TDR Nova a whole lot, so there may be some other shortcomings I'm unaware of. UHE also has a bunch of free synths, along with free demos of Zebra and Tyrell N6. They also support Linux for most of their downloads, if that's something you care about. While it costs money, looking on sites like Plugin Boutique is a great way of finding deals on what are usually expensive plugins. As of recording, Amplitude 5 is only $30, but it doesn't come with every amp. Vocal Synth 2 is $20, and Black Hole by Eventide is $40. There was a sale on RC20 for $40, and Portal and Thermal for $75 each, but those sales unfortunately ended pretty quickly. Universal Audio is also doing a sale right now where you can get 10 plugins for $10 each, but you still have to spend $100 in total. They do, however, give away free plugins from time to time, which is how I got the LA2A compressor and Showtime 64 tube amp. As for my future, I'm going to try my best to get on a consistent music and upload schedule in the next few weeks, using this video as a starting off point. I'm halfway done through my current semester, so soon enough I'll have a bunch of time off during the winter. If you have any suggestions for videos, please let me know. I'll do my typical live streams and upload my favorite beat of that session as a highlight, along with some tutorials too. But if anyone wants me to do some more commentary videos like this, please let me know and I'll think of some topics. I'm also learning a lot in my music classes at school, so I can talk about certain concepts in depth too. But anyway, that's it for me. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment any suggestions you have. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you all again soon.